Um, well, welcome, Celine, again,
Hi.
and thank you for agreeing to doing this interview this morning. Celine is the owner of a very interesting and delicious brand called Cocolico. Why don't you tell us more about what Cocolico is, how it began, and yeah, tell us more about it, please.
So to make it short, I used to live in France and I trained as a pastry chef. And 5 years ago, I discovered that I was lactose intolerant, and it made me think about a lot of my food diet, and then I researched. In parallel, I moved into to UK with my partner because he had a job opportunity.
Yeah.
And then I worked a bit here, in Reading, you have to settle. And when I turned 30, I decided that I had to do something. And also I noticed that in UK, a lot of people have food intolerances or allergies. And
Yeah.
even I couldn't even find like a proper cake that would suit my taste and my values. So I thought I should do it myself. So in 2018, so 3 years now, I just started my little business. So I was still working part-time as a chef in a restaurant and doing my business on the side, and I started to do the markets. So I started doing the vegan markets because my patisserie is all vegan. So it's a very niche market, but with time, within a few months, probably about 6 months, I had to quit my job and go full time on my business because this market is really growing.
Yeah.
And now I'm full time. So I'm still working from my home kitchen, which is great. So, and I moved into my current house and made it like suitable for my professional purposes. And my main activity is the market. So locally at the Reading Farmers Market twice a month. And now I'm taking another market, which is going to take most of my time as well. I do bespoke orders for, birthdays, whatever. And also during the lockdown, I provided a delivery service for afternoon tea, which was very popular. So I'm still doing it in occasional. Like the next one is going to be Mother's Day.
Yeah, I
So,
saw that. I
yeah.
saw the theme is Mexican. I'm Mexican
Yes.
originally, so
Oh.
I'm very tempted to try it.
Sure, why not? Yeah. Oh, I should have told you before then. So you could
Indeed.
have like given me your opinion. Oh well.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I had a look at it, and it looks very, very delicious. So when you began like 3 years ago,
Yes.
were you doing any kind of like marketing, or were you just in the markets?
I
And
was
that's it?
very lucky at that time because when I started my business, the first event I did was I did a supper club, for a dinner. So it was in a local cafe where I used to work before doing my business. So it was my first event, and that's how I had like my first customers. And 1 month later, it happened to have the first vegan market in Reading, and I just had the opportunity to join, and this gave me my first very base customer. And then this market happened like every month, and little by little, that's how I grew my customer base. But I was still using Instagram. So when I started, I had maybe 100 followers, but
Yeah.
it just kept growing and growing. And and I was advertising on Facebook as well. So Facebook is good because you can join some groups like the locals, like vegans of Berkshire, Reading, whatever, like all around.
And then you can tell them
Yes.
about your products, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So you mentioned, so you began first just on Instagram then. Was that the
Yes.
first platform? And then
Instagram and Facebook,
at the same
probably
time.
both at the same time. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, taking pictures of my products, and then as soon as the market was over, you post something and you say, "Oh, thank you for coming," and then I was really learning to use Instagram in the first place.
Yeah, yeah. And how about a website? Do you have a website?
Yes, so the website came later on. So because like all professionals needs to have a website.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a guy who did one for me, and but I had to put it down a few months ago because I had a lady who was really unhappy. Like she couldn't understand how it worked and how to order. She got really angry, so I decided to put the website down. So now it's currently being updated. So I had a call yesterday with a lady. She's gonna help me to update the website, and I'm hoping to build an online shop for my postal treats, because this is something new as well. Because my audience is mostly locally, but but I also have demand from everywhere in the UK. So I started recently to offer a postal treats delivery service. So I want her to build this online shop.
Yeah.
But basically, I just want a website where it's clear about how to order. The problem is I can't really have a brochure. I can't have. I'm not Tesco, so I can't have like just a picture and the price. It doesn't work like this. Like most of my orders is bespoke. So like you come to me and you ask, oh, I want the cake for my wife's birthday, and I like chocolate and pistachio. Can you do something? And this is how I work. I'm thinking, and then I come back with suggestions. So, and it was very difficult because the lady who complained, for example, she first she wasn't happy with the price I quoted her in the first place, and then. So yeah, the idea basically is just to make clear on how to order from me, where you can find me, and how to order for delivery outside Reading.
Reading, yeah. So a challenge that you have then is that because many of the orders are bespoke, right? As you said, they're on very specific things, and people might have different dietary requirements as well.
Yes.
Then it's very ad hoc, which makes it hard to price. But I've noticed that I mean, I guess when you are in markets and also when you do like these afternoon teas, they're more like standard products as well.
Yes.
Right?
So the market is really different because like so if you know me from the market, you would think, oh, I'm going to contact her and ask her if she can do me what I bought at the market. But it's not as simple as that, because at the market, what people like to go is a selection of little individual treats. And this can only work when I'm at the market, because to make one tart, I have to make 15 of them. So you can't just come to me on a Monday and say, oh, can I buy 5 different cake, one of each for tomorrow? Because I still have to make 30 of them. I bake in batches, so it doesn't make sense. And I struggled a lot with it to explain that I bake in batch, and you can't order just like 3 tiny different things. It's like you wouldn't order 6 different cupcakes from someone and with like 6 different flavors. It's exactly the same with me. And also I've tried to do markets in the weekday. Like I used to trade in the town center on the Wednesday. It never worked because my product is considered more like as a weekend treat.
Yeah.
And also it's quite it's not cheap. So people who have like let's say £10 budget for lunch on a Wednesday, they're not ready to spend another £4 on pudding. So that's why I stopped doing. But then the demand is still growing, and I'm still wondering how can I serve these people who
like middle of the week kind of
come at the market. So at the moment, what I'm doing is market is on Saturday, but it takes me still 3 days to prep a market. And Sunday I get to rest. Monday I'm tired as well. Then Tuesday it's for my postal treats, and then Wednesday is already prepping for market day. So I'm just trying to. So what I'm trying to do is still keep growing my audience and my customers. But
is that your audience? It's on social media then, on Instagram.
When I say my audience, I'm talking about social media. Most of them, yes. But I guess my short-term goals in terms of marketing would be keep growing my audience, but also I want to build a closer relationship to my current audience. So that's why I was thinking about doing this newsletter. Just like, I don't know, to be closer to people, and maybe so for when I have something exciting that's gonna happen, maybe like, say for example, I'm releasing an ebook, recipe, or whatever event, or I don't know. So I have something interesting to say in the newsletter.
Yeah.
But I'm also saying this because I had the demand as well. People were asking for classes. When are you doing a newsletter? When are you launching your recipe book? When are you doing this?
So your customers kind of ask you stuff, right? That's where you get ideas a bit about the different kind of revenue streams, as you said, maybe the ebook, or maybe the classes that you might do, and all that. Now, so how do people order then to you? Is it through Instagram?
Yes, Instagram is good because, for me, I prefer emails because it's very hard to reply to all your to all your DMs, and like, you know, let's say I'm making caramel and I'm replying, and then the caramel is burnt. It can't work, right? So my favorite way of ordering is email, and I have people who also call me, but it's the same with DM. Like, if you're calling me, I might have something in the oven. So what I do is I take the call, and if I'm really busy, I say, can you send me an email? And I ask, when is it? What is your event? What flavors do you want? Do you have a specific budget? And then they answer this question, and then I think, and I come back with a suggestion and a quote. So that's my favorite way of order, and it does work for me. But with the situation so I told you about the online shop with the postal treats, but I also want to implement a click and collect service, because say like, I'm thinking like these days, I really want a bigger kitchen. Maybe I should invest in a commercial kitchen to rent, and then extend my capacity. But if I do that, I've seen a business model based in France. It's a patisserie, and she only does that. She doesn't have a proper shop where you can sit and have a tea and cake. But basically, you order online, and you choose a slot to come and collect, and it prevents wastage because you only bake to order. So I thought this could be a good compromise between baking from home and opening a proper shop. Also, with COVID, I don't know if it's safe to open my dream shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it will be a big investment, right? And there's a lot of uncertainties still, right, with COVID and all that. So, I mean, as I mentioned to you, my idea was to kind of understand more about your business and the kind of things that you do, and I will be sharing this discussion with a group of digital marketing students, right? From a digital marketing perspective, like, what kind of questions do you still are like having in your mind about where should you start, or like, what kind of challenges do you have at the moment, would you say?
Well, so in terms of digital marketing, is hard to say because I'm not even sure I'm at this point yet. But first, I need to get my website updated and running, so I can have traffic, right? But then looking forward, will I need to pay for advertising, like those ads on Facebook, on Instagram. I wonder if is it helpful?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Have you tried it? Have you tried ads at all or not?
I think I've tried at the beginning where I was trying to advertise my afternoon teas because I used to make I used to actually host afternoon teas in Risk, at Global Cafe, but I don't do it anymore because I can't. But that's how I was trying. But I realized that to attract the local people, I didn't really need to advertise because what I was doing on social media was enough, and I had enough bookings, so I didn't need to gain more customers. But I guess if I want to attract more people that don't know me, then maybe I would need to pay for advertising and say, oh, shipping to everywhere. And also, you're asking me about my digital goals, but I don't even know what are the options that are available for me to grow in terms of marketing. So,
well, what I sense from this is you want to grow in general your business, right? So, and you're looking at you mentioned things from different revenue streams. You mentioned this classes maybe, and then you said your afternoon tea products and then this click and collect. So it seems like at the moment you're kind of exploring things, and then once you kind of know which ones you want to do, then you say, well, how do I market them? And I also sense from what you say that what you have built organically, like just your followers on Instagram, at the moment is enough, right? Because you get enough orders, and then if you get all of the sudden 20% more orders, perhaps you won't have enough time to service them. Is it just you on the business?
Yes, it's just me. I do everything: photography, marketing, Instagram, social media, baking, selling. So I do everything, but I do have people to help. So for example, I'm going to have a lady who's going to take over my website. I'm trying to work with photographers. And I mean, I don't mind investing in what it's worth, so I have a lot of ideas, but and also I'm saying I have enough to keep me going in terms of orders. I am baking at pretty much full capacity, but the trick is behind Instagram, obvious, and as a business owner, and as someone who believes in what I believe in what I'm doing. I'm confident. I know my product is good. I just want I can't help but want more engagement and followers. I think it's only natural, even if I don't really need them. For example, if I analyze my audience on Instagram, most of the people are obviously local, but I have probably about 1,000 on. So I'm nearly at 5,000 followers, but I think pretty much maybe 1,000. They aren't even based
in Reading.
Even in UK. They are from France because I'm French, so they can be French. But I just want more followers because for me it's also a recognition of my work. I want to be acknowledged, and also during those 3 years that I've been working on my business, I never got. I've never been featured in the press or something, and so that's something I would really want to being just acknowledged for my work.
How about with
and
bloggers?
I don't know to do that bloggers. We can't say that Reading is really.
Have they done anything? Have you discussed? No. Okay.
Well, the only person that has influence in Reading, he's not interested in vegan food, and it doesn't work because I don't think influencers are a good way because they don't even need the food. Like I'd rather pay for proper advertising because they might not be sincere, or it's just biased. And Reading is tiny. We are not in London. I can't really find proper influencer here. Like I don't know who they are. Well, I think I need to have a proper feature in the press. But that saying, I am regularly contacted by the BBC Berkshire Radio because they just have my number and they love my accent and they call me all the time.
And
but
why do they call you? What do you speak about? Do you speak about vegan stuff?
Yes, so they always advertise my business, which is great. But whenever there's a subject, for example, veganuary, they always call me on veganuary. Like, oh, do you have a recipe for vegan pancakes?
And how did you get that How did you get that contact?
I'm not even sure.
So they found you.
They found. I think they found me. And they kept my number. And whenever there's a subject coming, for example, they called me a few days ago. They wanted to talk about the French baguette. And I was like, oh, no, I don't want to. But sometimes it's about a recipe. Sometimes it's about an article, about whatever. But any food related subject, that they would call me. And it's great because it gets me on board. And for me, I'm practicing talking on the radio.
No, it's...
but and I even had like people who say, oh, they come to my store and say, oh, I heard you on the radio. So I'm like, oh, really? That's good. But I don't actually know who listens to the radio and if it would benefit from my business. But I just do it because it's fun and it doesn't take much time. Yeah, it's only always like 5-10 minutes max. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to take more of your time, obviously, because you must be baking. Are you baking today as well?
Yes, yes, of course.
So thank you very much, Celine. I will stop the recording now. Let me just click on here.